Sarah Mitchell had been a nurse for 12 years. She'd seen people die before. It came with the job. But on the night of October 14th, she watched something that didn't sit right. Room 447. Mr. Gerald Pritchard, 72 years old, recovering from routine gallbladder surgery. Stable vitals. Good prognosis. Expected discharge in 3 days. At 2:47 a.m., his heart monitor flatlined. Code blue. Sarah and her team rushed in. But when they got there, something was wrong. The forebag had been changed. The medication log didn't match. And the attending physician who signed off on the new prescription? He wasn't on duty that night. 3 hours later, Mr. Pritchard was pronounced dead. Cause of death, cardiac arrest. Sarah stood in that hallway, staring at the empty room. And for the first time in 12 years, she asked herself a question nurses aren't supposed to ask. What if he was murdered? This is the story of the nurse who discovered her hospital wasn't saving lives. It was hiding deaths. Sarah Mitchell wasn't a crusader. She wasn't political. She wasn't looking for trouble. She was just good at her job. 12 years at Mercy General Hospital in suburban Ohio. Night shift ICU nurse. The kind of nurse patients remembered. The kind who held hands when families couldn't stay. She'd chosen nursing because her grandmother had been one. Told her stories about saving lives during the polio epidemic. Made it sound noble. And for a long time, it was. But healthcare has changed. Insurance companies run the show now. Hospitals operated like corporations. Bed turnover rates. Profit margins. Patient satisfaction scores. Sarah's supervisor, Helen Cartwright, reminded them constantly, we're not just caregivers. We're brand ambassadors. Every patient is a customer. Every outcome is a metric. Sarah hated that word, metric, because behind every metric was a human being. Someone's father, someone's wife, someone's only hope. But that night, staring at Mr. Pritchard's empty bed, Sarah realized something darker. Sometimes, the metric mattered more than the person. Sarah couldn't let it go. She pulled Mr. Pritchard's file, read through every entry, every medication order, every shift note. Nothing obvious. Nothing that screamed malpractice. Just small inconsistencies. A medication change at 1:30 a.m. No doctor's signature. Just initials, Dr. K. There were 3 doctors with the initial K at Mercy General. None of them had been on duty that night. Sarah was about to close the file when she noticed something else. Mr. Pritchard wasn't the first. 2 weeks earlier, room 422, Mrs. Angela Diaz, 68, post-stroke recovery, stable condition, died at 3:12 a.m., cardiac arrest. Same attending physician on the chart, Dr. K, same unexplained medication change. Sarah's hands went cold. She opened the hospital database, filtered by night shift deaths in the ICU. Last 6 months, 11 patients, all elderly, all stable or improving, all died between 2 o'clock and 4 a.m., all with the same notation, Dr. K. Sarah stared at the screen. Her heart was pounding, because she knew what this was. This wasn't coincidence. This was a pattern. Sarah went to her supervisor the next morning, Helen Cartwright, director of nursing, 20 years at Mercy General. Steel gray hair, cold efficiency. Sarah laid the files on her desk. Helen, I think we have a problem. Helen didn't even look up. What kind of problem? 11 patients. 6 months. All died on night shift. All with the same doctor's initials on their charts. Except that doctor was never on duty. Helen's eyes flicked to the files. Then to Sarah. What are you implying? Sarah took a breath. I'm not implying anything. I'm saying something's wrong. These deaths don't add up. Helen closed the folder. Sarah, people die in hospitals. That's not a conspiracy. That's reality. But, did you review the autopsy reports? Sarah hesitated. There weren't any. Families didn't request them. Helen leaned back. Then there's nothing to investigate. These patients were elderly. High risk. They had pre-existing conditions. Sometimes people just don't make it. Sarah stared at her. Helen, I've been a nurse for 12 years. I know what a natural death looks like. This isn't that. Helen's voice went cold. Then what is it, Sarah? Murder? Are you accusing our doctors of killing patients? Sarah didn't answer, because that's exactly what she was thinking. Helen stood up. I'm going to pretend this conversation didn't happen. You're exhausted. Night shifts mess with your head. Take a few days off. Clear your mind. Helen, that's an order. Sarah left the office, but she didn't take the days off, because she knew what Helen was really saying. Drop it. Or else. Sarah waited until her next night shift. 2:30 a.m. Hospital quiet. Most staff on rounds. She slipped into the records room. Technically off limits without clearance. But Sarah had borrowed a colleague's access card months ago. Never used it. Until now. She pulled the physical files. The ones that predated the digital system. Older deaths. Going back 2 years. And there it was. 23 patients total. All night shifts. All ICU. All elderly or terminally ill. All with the same notation, Dr. K. But there was something else. In 15 of the cases, the families had signed a do not resuscitate order within 24 hours of admission. Sarah frowned. DNRs weren't unusual. Families made those decisions when hope was gone. But 15 out of 23, all signed within a day of admission? That was statistically impossible. She pulled one of the consent forms. The signature was shaky, barely legible. The witness signature? Helen Cartwright, Director of Nursing. Sarah felt her stomach drop. Helen had witnessed all of them, which meant Helen knew. She wasn't just covering this up. She was part of it. Sarah needed someone she could trust. Someone who'd actually listen. She thought of Dr. Raina Cross, early 30s, ER physician, new to Mercy General, still had that idealism that hadn't been crushed out of her yet. They met in the cafeteria before Sarah's shift ended. Sarah slid the files across the table. I need you to look at these. Raina opened them. Her face changed. Sarah, where did you get these? Does it matter? Raina read in silence, flipping through page after page. Finally, she looked up. This is bad. I know. No, I mean this is really bad. If what you're suggesting is true, what am I suggesting? Raina lowered her voice. That someone at this hospital is euthanizing patients without consent. That's not malpractice. That's serial murder. Sarah nodded. And I think Helen Cartwright is involved. Raina's eyes widened. The Director of Nursing? She witnessed all the DNR signatures. She shut me down when I brought it up. She's protecting someone. Raina closed the files. Okay, if we're doing this, we do it right. No more sneaking around. We need hard evidence. Toxicology reports. Surveillance footage. Witness testimony. How do we get that without tipping them off? Raina smiled grimly. We don't. We go to the medical board. We file a formal complaint. We force an investigation. Sarah shook her head. They'll bury it. Mercy General has money. Lawyers. Influence. Then we go to the press. Sarah stared at her. If we do that, we're done. They'll destroy us. Raina leaned forward. Sarah, if we don't do this, more people will die. Can you live with that? Silence. Then Sarah whispered, No, I can't. They waited until 3 a.m. Hospital security had one guard on duty. Jerry, 60-something. Friendly guy. Fell asleep most nights. Sarah and Raina slipped into the security office. Raina pulled up the footage archive. What date? October 14th. Room 447. Mr. Pritchard. Raina typed. The screen loaded. Hallway camera. Timestamp. 2:34 a.m. Sarah watched. Empty corridor. Then a figure appeared. Scrubs. Surgical mask. Latex gloves. They entered room 447. Sarah's breath caught. The figure moved quickly. Changed the Hy-Vee bag. Adjusted the drip rate. Then left. 2 minutes later, the heart monitor alarm went off. Sarah felt sick. Run it back. Zoom in on their face. Raina rewound. Zoomed. The mask covered most of the face. But the eyes were visible. And the ID badge clipped to the scrubs. It was blurred in the footage, but Sarah could make out one letter. K. Who is Dr. K? Raina whispered. Sarah's mind raced. Then it hit her. Not a doctor. A nurse. What? Karen Stoltz. ICU night nurse. She's been here 15 years. Raina stared at the screen. Why would a nurse kill patients? Sarah didn't answer. Because she didn't know yet. But she was about to find out. Sarah waited in the parking lot. 6:45 a.m. End of night shift. Karen Stoltz walked out. Mid-50s. Tired eyes. Quiet demeanor. Sarah stepped in front of her. We need to talk. Karen froze. Sarah, what's this about? Room 447. Mr. Pritchard. You changed his Hy-Vee. Karen's face went pale. I don't know what you're talking about. I have the security footage. Karen, I know it was you. Silence. Karen's eyes filled with tears. You don't understand. Then help me understand. Why are you killing patients? Karen's voice cracked. I'm not killing them. I'm helping them. Sarah stepped closer. Helping them? They were recovering. They had families. Karen shook her head. No, they were suffering. The system was keeping them alive for profit, running up bills, prolonging pain. I was giving them mercy. Mercy? You murdered them. I ended their suffering. Karen was crying now. Do you know what it's like? Watching people beg to die? Watching families go bankrupt, keeping them alive. I was doing what the system wouldn't. Sarah felt her hands shaking. Who else knows? Karen didn't answer. Karen. Who else knows? Helen. She understood. She helped me choose the patients. The ones who wouldn't be missed. The ones whose families couldn't afford long-term care. Sarah's blood went cold. How many? Karen looked at her. 23. Over 2 years. Sarah wanted to scream. But all she said was, "It's over, Karen. I'm going to the police." Karen grabbed her arm. "Sarah, please. You'll destroy everything. The hospital. My career. My family." Sarah pulled away. "You should have thought of that before you played God." And she walked away. Sarah sat in her car, hands shaking, mind racing. Her phone rang. Unknown number. She answered. A man's voice. Calm. Professional. "Miss Mitchell. My name is David Kellerman. I'm the legal counsel for Mercy General Hospital." Sarah's heart sank. "How did you get this number? We're aware of your concerns regarding certain patient deaths. We'd like to meet with you." "I'm going to the police." "I wouldn't recommend that." "Are you threatening me?" "I'm offering you an opportunity to resolve this quietly. We're prepared to offer you a settlement. 6 figures. Non-disclosure agreement. You resign. Move on with your life. You want to pay me to stay quiet? We want to avoid unnecessary scandals. For everyone involved, including you." Sarah's voice shook. "People died. Your hospital covered it up. Alleged deaths, Ms. Mitchell, with no autopsy reports. No hard evidence. Just the word of a night shift nurse with a history of anxiety and sleep deprivation." Sarah felt her chest tighten. "That's a lie." "Is it? We have your medical records. Prescriptions for Ambien. Documented complaints about stress. It would be very easy to paint you as unstable. You son of a..." "Think carefully, Ms. Mitchell. You can walk away with money and your reputation intact. Or you can go public and watch us destroy you in court. Your choice." Click. The line went dead. Sarah sat there, breathing hard. They were going to bury her. Unless she buried them first. Sarah didn't take the settlement. She called a press conference. Local news. Regional papers. Anyone who would listen. She and Dr. Raina Cross sat at a table in front of cameras. Sarah's hands were shaking, but her voice was steady. "My name is Sarah Mitchell. I've been a nurse at Mercy General Hospital for 12 years. And I'm here to tell you that patients are being killed." The room erupted. Cameras flashing. Reporters shouting questions. Sarah continued. "Over the past 2 years, 23 patients have died under suspicious circumstances. All on night shift. All elderly or terminally ill. All with falsified medical records." She slid copies of the files across the table. "I have documentation. Security footage. Witness testimony. This isn't negligence. This is murder." A reporter stood up. "Who's responsible?" Sarah took a breath. "Karen Stoltz, ICU night nurse. And Helen Cartwright, director of nursing. They've been systematically euthanizing patients without consent." Another reporter. "Why would they do that?" Dr. Cross answered. "Because the hospital profits from high bed turnover. Because insurance companies pressure hospitals to cut costs. Because patients who linger too long hurt the bottom line." "So this was about money?" Sarah's voice broke. "It's always about money." The press conference lasted an hour. By the time it ended, Sarah's phone was flooded with messages. Death threats, legal threats, support from strangers, and one text from Helen Cartwright. "You've made a terrible mistake." Sarah deleted it. Because she knew, she'd just declared war. The state medical board launched an immediate investigation. FBI got involved. Criminal charges filed. Mercy General Hospital was raided. Files seized. Staff interviewed. Security footage confiscated. Karen Stoltz was arrested at her home, charged with 23 counts of first-degree murder. Helen Cartwright was arrested at the hospital, charged as an accessory. The CEO of Mercy General resigned. The hospital's accreditation was suspended. Sarah watched it all unfold on the news. She should have felt vindicated, but all she felt was exhausted. Because she knew, this was just the beginning. The legal battle would take years. The hospital would fight every charge. Families would sue. And Sarah? Sarah would never work as a nurse again. Not in this state. Maybe not anywhere. Because whistleblowers don't get rewarded. They get blacklisted. Karen Stoltz's trial began 6 months later. The prosecution called Sarah as their key witness. She testified for 3 hours, detailed everything. Then the defense put Karen on the stand. Karen looked smaller, broken. Her lawyer asked, "Why did you do it?" Karen's voice was barely a whisper. "Because I cared too much." The courtroom went silent. I watched people suffer every night. Families going bankrupt to keep loved ones alive on machines. Patients begging for it to end. And the system just kept churning, kept billing, kept profiting. She looked at the jury. "I know what I did was wrong. I know I played God. But someone had to stop the suffering. Someone had to show mercy." Sarah sat in the gallery, watching. Part of her understood. She'd felt that exhaustion too. That helplessness. But Karen had crossed a line. And 23 people were dead because of it. The jury deliberated for 4 days. Guilty on all counts. Karen Stoltz was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Helen Cartwright got 15 years as an accessory. And Mercy General Hospital settled with the victims' families for $87 million. But the money didn't bring anyone back. Sarah lost her job 2 weeks after the press conference. Officially, budget cuts. Unofficially, retaliation. She applied to 20 hospitals. No callbacks. Her nursing license wasn't revoked, but her name was poison. No one wanted to hire the whistleblower. She moved out of state, started over, worked part-time at a clinic. Her friends stopped calling. Her family thought she'd overreacted. "You ruined your career over this," her mother said. Was it worth it? Sarah didn't know how to answer that. Because the truth was, she'd saved lives by exposing this. But she'd destroyed her own in the process. And late at night, when she couldn't sleep, she'd wonder, would she do it again? The answer was always the same. Yes, because some things are more important than a career. Like the truth, like justice, like the 23 people who deserve to die with dignity, not be murdered in their sleep. Sarah's case didn't just take down one hospital. It sparked a nationwide reckoning. Congress held hearings on patient safety. New laws were passed requiring independent audits of hospital deaths. Whistleblower protections were strengthened. And across the country, nurses started speaking up, reporting suspicious deaths, demanding investigations. The system started to change. Slowly, imperfectly, but it changed. Because Sarah Mitchell refused to stay silent. Dr. Raina Cross became a patient safety advocate, testified before Congress. Karen Stoltz's case was studied in medical ethics courses. And Mercy General Hospital? It closed 2 years later. Bankruptcy. The building stands empty now. A monument to what happens when profit matters more than people. But here's what they don't tell you about whistleblowers. They don't get happy endings. They get survival. And if they're lucky, they get to sleep at night knowing they did the right thing, even when the right thing cost them everything. Today, in a hospital 3 states away, a young nurse named Michael Torres is working the night shift. He's been on the job for 6 months. Good at it. Cares about his patients. But tonight, something doesn't sit right. Room 302. Mrs. Eleanor Vasquez, 79, recovering from pneumonia. Stable vitals. At 3:15 a.m., her heart monitor flatlines. Michael rushes in. But when he gets there, he notices something. The IV bag has been changed. The medication log doesn't match. And there's a notation on the chart he doesn't recognize. Just 2 initials. Michael stands in that hallway, staring at the empty room. And for the first time in his short career, he asks himself a question. Should I report this? He thinks about Sarah Mitchell. Read about her case in nursing school. How she lost everything. Michael looks at the chart again. His hand hovers over his phone. And then, he makes a choice. Because that's the lore of healthcare workers. The work never ends. The danger never stops. But neither does the courage. And as long as there are people willing to speak up, no matter the cost, the system can't hide forever. To every healthcare worker who refused to look away, thank you. If this story stayed with you, subscribe to Stories and Myths About Work. Because every profession has secrets, and some people refuse to keep them.